Rallycross, and it's 3 years since the Group B supercars, they were called, the Metro 6R4 here, for example, and the Ford RS200, were banned from international rallying mainly because of their immense power. Now, ironically, many of the Fords have been sold as private road cars, but both the Fords and the Metros have found a home battling for supremacy on the rallycross tracks of Europe. It's a sport associated with winter mud in the UK, and Tiff Needell managed to get a competitive ride in the biggest rallycross meet of the year at Brands Hatch in December, the Motorquip British Grand Prix.
Rallycross is all about power and traction on tarmac and the loose, furious acceleration and fierce braking, close racing and not so gentle contact, a flat-out sprint to the flag. Will Gollop let me have a go.
He's been going very well. I'm very pleased with the choice of driver. So far he hasn't done any damage to the cars. I think one of the biggest problems is he's not actually driving the car, but getting used to doing 2.5 and 3.5 laps and putting everything into that 2.5 and 3.5 laps, because in a circuit race the start is not very important. You've got 10 laps at least to get by. In rallycross you haven't. You've got a very minimal amount of time.
The RS200s are very well suited in the dry weather. When it's raining it's more the Metros, so we're in with a chance today, yeah.
They'll reach 60, you see, in about 2.2 seconds, 2.1 seconds, and on to 100 in about 5. Now, a Formula 1 car gets to 100 in about 5, but it takes probably 3 to get to 60, because the Formula 1 car just doesn't have the traction, and it can't put its 600 horsepower down, whereas the four-wheel drive of these rallycross cars allows you to really put most of that power down straight away.
Frac car at the first corner of the first of my 3 heats jeopardised my chances of getting the 2 good times needed for me to qualify for the finals.
Across the knife edge! Greasy, greasy, greasy! Trying to get it all slowed down. The hop-ins drop. But we take second. Lift. It's all work. You've got 4 laps to do your best in. And really, there's no time to think, let alone talk.
It's a terrible circuit for overtaking, but you just have to take the chance when there's a gap. There can be some surprises in rallycross. They go in too fast and come out too wide, and it's just a case of following and hoping that someone's going to make a mistake.
Or they get the occasional nudge.
Yes, which is not allowed in rallycross, but
Of course not.
it goes on because of the intensity of the heat.
I don't know what's happening in here, but it's not steering the way the steering wheel wants it to.
Suddenly, it wasn't steering at all.
Well, something broke. I'd had some trouble, and whatever I had the trouble from the start finally broke, and now we're bloody out.
The damage to the Metro proved relatively minor, but if you really get it wrong, you can seriously damage a rallycross car, particularly on a hilly circuit like Brands Hatch.
It's a costly one when you do a mistake. And I did one last year, and that was 13 grand to rebuild the car.
What happened?
Last year, just brain fade. Went far too fast. Before obvious drop, I hit the bank, and that was it.
Across the knife edge, it's sort of reaching speeds of up to 110, 120 maybe. You're in 5th gear going along there. On the tarmac, you're up to sort of the 100, 110 mile an hour.
The trouble is, this is a special type of dust, or ground, you could say dirt, that you carry onto the tarmac, and it makes the whole thing very slippery. You have to go faster, you have to pussyfoot, and pussyfooting is not my strongest side. So let's wait and see.
Oh, cheers, Steve, you're still with us. Well,
the third heat over and done with, and thankfully I've now got 2 point-scoring heats. So now we've got to wait and see how many points I got from my best 2, or at least my only 2 finishes, and see whether we're in the middle of the B final, front of the B final, maybe on the back of the A final. Who knows? It just all depends now on how quick that heat time was. In fact, 14th fastest meant I started from the second row of the B final, and once again I lost out in the charge off the line, leaving myself a lot to do. Although a bit more first corner carnage helped me this time.
You can get amazing angles in a rallycross car. As long as you fight hard enough, it seems to come out the other side.
All the people that do it are very, very friendly. There's a great sense of camaraderie within the sport. People help each other out a lot. But again, I come back to the fact that, you know, driving a 600 horsepower four-wheel drive car, broadside at 120 miles an hour, takes a lot of beating.
Jonathan Palmer dropped out of the B final this year with engine trouble, while I squeezed past a few to finish 4th, and hence found myself a spectator for the A final, but still happy to be classified 13th overall in the British Grand Prix in my rallycross debut. The final was the expected battle between the Ford RS200s of Martin Shanker and Mark Rennison and the Metro 6R4 of local hero Will Gollop. Will was really charging, but Martin Shanker was well away and looked like a certain winner, but a split exhaust intervened, cutting turbo boost and letting Will through. The packed partisan crowd were on their feet, cheering with delight, and despite a puncture on the last lap, Will held on to score a very popular victory, just 2 lengths ahead of Mark Rennison for a rare British 1-2.